We live on an ocean planet. A world 3/4 covered by water. A world of unexpected beauty, unparalleled adventure, and unyielding delight. Your ticket into this world is diving, and there's nothing like it. Diving experiences range from heart-pounding intense to not a care in the world tranquility, with lots in between. And it's all your choice. Diving takes you to some of the most lush, exotic destinations known. But you can go underwater practically in your own backyard. Diving opens the door to so many different activities and places that where you dive and what you do while diving changes as you do. The PADI Open Water Diver course is more than a scuba curriculum. It is the process of growing into something new. A certified PADI Open Water Diver. When you look back, you'll remember the PADI Open Water Diver course as much more than learning to use scuba gear. You'll remember it as your story of becoming a diver. Welcome to the PADI Open Water Diver course. Successfully meeting all the course requirements earned you the PADI Open Water Diver certification, the world's most popular and recognized scuba credential. This is important because diving has potential hazards you learn to avoid, because it has risks you accept, and because what you learn allows diving to be rewarding and meaningful. Dive centers, dive resorts, and dive boats require certification before you can rent scuba gear or have a cylinder filled. As a PADI Open Water Diver, you're trained to dive with a buddy to a maximum depth of 18 meters, 60 feet, or the deepest depth reached in training, in conditions comparable to those you train in. If you complete only the first 3 course sections and first 2 open water dives, you may be certified as a PADI scuba diver and trained to dive with a certified professional as deep as 12 meters, 40 feet, in conditions in which you have training or experience. The PADI Open Water Diver course has 3 parts: knowledge development, confined water dives, and open water dives. Knowledge development covers principles you need to know for safety and for diving enjoyment. During the confined water dives, you'll learn scuba skills with your instructor and practice applying them just like you will in open water. You make the open water dives with your instructor at real dive sites suited to beginning divers. During these, you'll practice and apply what you've learned in knowledge development in confined water. There are 5 knowledge development sections that correspond to 5 confined water dives and 4 open water dives. Your instructor has a lot of flexibility in sequencing and will go over the schedule with you. All PADI programs use performance-based and student-centered learning. These mean you progress by demonstrating you meet specific objectives. The course and materials emphasize helping you learn in the ways that work best for you. Having the skills and knowledge you need are what's important, not how long it takes, so you progress at your own rate. You must meet all the requirements for certification, but it's not a race. Student-centered learning means you progress at the pace that suits you and how you best develop ability and confidence. It's important to complete the knowledge developments in order, including the exercise questions and knowledge reviews before each session as your instructor assigns. Look and listen for the answers to the learning objective questions as you study. When you meet with your instructor, speak up about anything you're having trouble understanding. To get the most from the confined water dives, think of them as practice dives, so do everything just as you would in open water. Avoid habits that don't apply there. For instance, the ocean doesn't have a side to hang on to, so use your gear to stay up, not the pool side. Develop good habits because when you have a problem, you tend to do what you do by habit. During instructor demonstrations, note the details he emphasizes because they help you do the skill well. If you don't understand why you're learning something, ask. Finally, tell your instructor how you feel. He can only be certain that you're reasonably comfortable and confident if you speak up. Let your instructor know if you want more time before moving on. And it's your responsibility to postpone diving if you don't feel well or are ill or injured, until you're back to normal health. When it's time for your open water dives, prepare based on your instructor's recommendations. If you'll be diving from a boat and are prone to seasickness, see your doctor or pharmacist about an appropriate motion sickness remedy, and show up adequately fed and rested. Pay close attention during your instructor's briefings. Do your part in planning each dive, and speak up if you don't understand something. In learning to dive, get the pros at your PADI Resort or Dive Center to help you choose your equipment. You can't dive without gear, and there are hundreds of options and features for each piece, with new models coming out all the time. Your local PADI Pro keeps up with the latest gear and can help you choose the best kit for you, your budget, and the types of diving you like. As you'll learn in more detail, you'll have to try on most equipment to find the right fit. Your PADI Resort or Dive Center is the place to do this, with a professional there to help. Ideally, do this soon so you can learn to dive in your own gear. Equipment you choose with professional guidance usually has the best possible fit and the most comfort, and that adds a lot to your learning experience and enjoying diving after you're certified. PADI builds instructionally valid courses based on established instructional system design and educational psychology. Because of this, your PADI Open Water Diver certification may apply toward collegiate learning. The listed organizations offer college credit or credit recommendations. See your PADI instructor or visit PADI.com for more information. Your PADI instructor is a professional who is qualified to conduct PADI training. To reach this leadership position, your instructor has successfully completed a series of required PADI courses, including the Comprehensive Instructor Development course, followed by independent tests in the 2-day instructor examination. PADI dive centers and resorts are independent professional operations dedicated to meeting your diving needs. Visit your dive operation online and in person for help in choosing gear, gear servicing, dive travel, and staying plugged into the diving lifestyle. Going from learning to dive to being a diver means getting involved with the diving lifestyle. Although you're just starting the course, you'll enjoy diving more and stay involved if you start thinking now about what you want to do after the course. There's no need to wait. Get involved with the PADI Diving Society, Scuba Earth, and the Dive Club at your PADI Resort or Dive Center. Look into the special interest courses that you can take after finishing this one, like underwater photography or using special dive gear. Plan a dive holiday. Pick out your first scuba kit. Join in your local dive operations Project AWARE, Aquatic World Awareness, Responsibility and Education efforts. Project AWARE unites divers globally in activities and actions that preserve and protect the underwater world. Do any of these or all, or something else, but begin your next steps as a diver now. That's the key to making your PADI Open Water Diver certification the start of new adventures instead of merely the end of a course. One of the great things about being a diver is it's something you can do all over the world, in lots of environments. During your PADI Open Water Diver training, You'll learn the foundational skills using the gear a beginning diver needs in your local environment. But different environments may call for different techniques or equipment. So, when diving in a new environment or at an unfamiliar site, get an experienced local diver or instructor to give you a Discover Local Diving orientation, a guided dive, or some additional training, whatever's most appropriate to the ins and outs of diving there. Especially as a new diver, you'll find it helps you enjoy diving more because you know where to look for the cool stuff, the right gear, and techniques to use and how to avoid any hazards unique to the area. And it's a great way to meet other divers and make new friends. When you visit someplace new, get local information from a PADI pro who knows the area. People differ in their strengths, talents, and limits, and PADI courses accommodate these differences. This opens diving for many people with a broad range of physical and intellectual capabilities. You must meet the performance requirements to earn your PADI Open Water Diver certification, but there are many ways to meet the same requirement. This is where PADI's student-centered approach makes a difference in meeting individual needs. For example, most divers may meet the requirement to enter water that is too deep in which to stand by stepping in with all their gear on. A diver with limited leg use, however, might meet the requirement by rolling in backward or pivoting in sideways from a seated position. So, if a suggested technique doesn't work for you, you and your instructor can adapt or create techniques that meet the objective.